Ever watched a movie and wondered who really calls the shots? Is it the director, the person whose name is plastered all over the posters? Or is it the producer, the name you see first in the credits but might not fully understand? It's a classic Hollywood question, and the answer is, it's complicated. But today, we're going to demystify it all. We'll break down exactly what directors and producers do, what it takes to be great at each job, and who are the absolute titans of the industry. By the end of this video, you'll be able to watch any movie and know exactly who did what. Let's start with the basics. Think of a film as a massive, complex project. The director is the creative visionary, the artist who shapes the story you see on screen. The producer is the business architect, the one who makes sure that vision can actually become a reality. A great director crafts unforgettable performances and stunning images. A great producer finds the money, hires the right people, and keeps the entire production from falling apart. So let's get into the nitty-gritty of their roles. The director's job is to translate the script into a visual and emotional experience. They are the chief storyteller on set. They guide the actors to get the perfect performance, decide where the camera goes, and work with the cinematographer to create the film's unique look and feel. They are obsessed with tone, pacing, and mood. Later, in post-production, they sit with the editor to assemble the final cut, literally shaping the film shot by shot. On set, the director holds the primary creative authority. They're the one everyone looks to for answers about the story. Now, what about the producer? The producer's job starts long before the cameras roll and continues long after they stop. They are the engine of the entire operation. Producers are the ones who find a great script or an interesting idea and decide, this should be a movie. They then have the monumental task of securing financing. We're talking millions of dollars. Once the money is in place, they hire the key personnel, most importantly, the director. They oversee the entire budget, create the shooting schedule, and solve the hundreds of logistical problems that pop up every single day. From a broken-down truck to a last-minute location change, the producer handles it. They control the purse strings and the timeline. After the film is finished, they also shepherd its marketing and distribution, making sure people actually see it. So, to put it simply, the director focuses on the creative execution, while the producer focuses on the financing and logistics. The director is most active from pre-production through the final edit, while the producer is involved from the initial idea all the way through the film's release. What does it take to succeed in these roles? For a director, it all starts with having a clear vision. They need a distinct point of view and the ability to communicate it to a huge team of people. Leadership is key, but it has to be collaborative. A film set is a team sport, and a director who can't communicate effectively won't get very far. They also need technical fluency, a deep understanding of cameras, lighting, sound design, and editing. It's this combination of artistic courage and technical craft that makes a director great. For a producer, the skill set is different. First and foremost, they need financial savvy. They have to be experts at budgeting, raising funds, and managing cash flow. They need what I call organizational grit. This means being an incredible problem solver who can handle intense pressure and juggle a million details without breaking a sweat. And perhaps most importantly, a great producer has a powerful network. Their industry relationships give them access to talented actors, reliable distributors, and crucial financiers. A producer's success is built on persistence and, above all, trustworthiness. People need to know that when they give you millions of dollars, you'll deliver. So, when you're watching the credits roll, how can you tell who did what? Well, the directed by credit is pretty straightforward. That's the creative lead. The produced by credit points to the people who financed and managed the whole thing. Excellence shows up in different ways for each. For a director, you see it in the artistry. A cohesive tone, memorable performances, and striking images that stick with you. For a producer, excellence is in the execution. The film was delivered on time and on budget. It secured strong distribution, and it found its audience. Awards, box office numbers, and critical reviews all highlight different kinds of success, celebrating both the art and the business of filmmaking. Now for the fun part. Who are the most successful directors and producers in movie history? If you look at box office totals, cultural impact, and industry awards, One name consistently rises to the top for both roles: Steven Spielberg. As a director, he practically invented the modern blockbuster, with a worldwide box office gross of over $10 billion. As a producer, he's the powerhouse behind franchises like Back to the Future, Men in Black, and Jurassic Park. He is, without a doubt, a force of nature in Hollywood. But he's not the only one at the top. Let's look at some other legendary directors. There's Christopher Nolan, the mastermind known for his complex, non-linear stories and massive global hits like Inception and The Dark Knight. We have Martin Scorsese, a true master of character-driven cinema whose work has influenced generations of filmmakers. You can't forget Quentin Tarantino, famous for his razor-sharp dialogue and genre-bending cult classics. And then there's Wes Anderson, whose distinct visual style is so unique you can recognize one of his films from a single frame. We also have J.J. Abrams, a director and producer who has helmed multi-billion-dollar franchises like Star Wars and Star Trek. On the producer side, the names are just as legendary, even if they're sometimes less public. We've already mentioned Spielberg, but right alongside him is Kathleen Kennedy. She co-founded Amblin Entertainment with Spielberg and has produced giants like E.T. and the entire Disney era of Star Wars. She's one of the most successful and powerful producers of all time. Then there's Kevin Feige, the president of Marvel Studios and the architect of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the single highest-grossing film franchise in history. We also have Jerry Bruckheimer, the king of the action blockbuster. Top Gun, Pirates of the Caribbean, Bad Boys. If it was a huge action hit in the last 40 years, there's a good chance he produced it. And we can't forget the dynamic duo of Brian Grazer and Ron Howard from Imagine Entertainment, who have given us classics like Apollo 13 and A Beautiful Mind. So, how do we really measure success in these roles? It's a mix of things. Box office numbers are the most obvious metric. Did the film make money? But it's not just about profit. Critical acclaim and awards like the Oscars signal artistic achievement. Cultural impact is harder to measure, but incredibly important. Did the film change the conversation or become part of our collective memory? And finally, there's longevity and influence. Has the filmmaker's work stood the test of time and inspired others? When you look at someone like Spielberg, you realize he checks every single one of those boxes, which is why he's so often considered the most successful filmmaker of his generation. He didn't just make popular movies. He defined what a popular movie is. In the end, film is a collaborative art form that requires both brilliant creative vision and sharp business acumen. The director and the producer are two sides of the same coin. One can't succeed without the other. The director is the soul of the film, bringing the story to life with passion and artistry. The producer is the backbone, providing the structure and resources needed to make it all happen. So next time you're settling in for a movie, take a moment to appreciate both the directed by and the produced by credits. You're re-looking at the two key figures who turned a simple idea into the magic you're about to see on screen. Thanks for watching. If you learned something new today, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of filmmaking. Let me know in the comments who your favorite director or producer is. See you in the next one.